That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the rolling stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscape. I see it's raining outside right now, so you know what that means. That means your shrubs are going to grow. Your grass is going to grow. You don't want to trim or cut that stuff. Make Johnny do it. Call Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Give them a call, 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. I also recommend you follow them on Facebook so you can see pictures and videos of the work that they've done. Again, Priority Lawn and Landscaping. What is up to everybody in the chat? Who's we got there? We got strangers in there first. Brad's in there. Paul Painter's in there. Ken's in there. T. Brookie. What is going on? And thanks, Ken, for the shout out there. Did a great job on the bridge video. If you guys have not checked it out, today's training camp was only open to, well, the media. And if you had a suite or you owned a suite or you knew somebody who had a suite or any of that stuff, they could go to the practice today. So I don't know any of those people. So I went up on the bridge. And since it's training camp, they'll actually let me do videos from the bridge. So I'll get that done. Make sure you guys check out the video after the show. Did the best I could. I think it was pretty cool. The Reds won last night 3-2 over the Cubs. The Scrubs. Got to get the name right. They're taking on the Scrubs tonight at 8:05. Can they make it 2 in a row? That's what we call a winning streak. I want to start the show off here real quick because I want to get this out there for Tony Pike. His nephew, Roman's fight. I am not going to try to read what he is diagnosed with because I will mess it up. But all the information is right there. It's on Tony Pike's Twitter page. I've retweeted it a couple times. They are going to do a benefit for him August 16th at Oakley Greens. So if you guys can donate, if you go to the screen right there, there's the Venmo, all that stuff. Go ahead and donate. This is what Tony tweeted out earlier. We just discussed we're hosting a fundraiser for Roman's fight on August 16th from 5 to 10 p.m. at Oakley Greens. Join us for a meaningful event filled with fun, including raffles, baskets, live auctions. Donations will be accepted to help his sister and nephew. So again, if you can't get the screen to work here to go there to the Venmo, please donate. If you guys are in town, go to Oakley Greens on August 16th, and let's try to help Tony nephew Roman out. He's only like a little bit over a year old, I think, is from what I've heard. So let's get out there and try to help him out. Again, it is on my Twitter feed. It is on Tony's Twitter feed. So check that out. Back to the Bengals training camp. Like I said, I was on the bridge today. I did some videos. Actually, go check that out. They didn't do a whole lot today. It ended at about 11:40, probably 11:38, somewhere around there. Training camp was over. There was a lot of not individual drill, but not team drills, but split up drills, defense, offense, special teams, stuff like that. They did do some red zone stuff. Didn't look all that great to me for what I saw. Unfortunately, the offensive line still doesn't look that good, but the offensive line got better last year as the season went on. I'm still holding out hope that they will sign a guard. Secondary still looks good to me. I think they have played outstanding, and I think that's going to play during the season because of who they're going against. They're going against the elite. They're going against Jackpot Joey. They're going against Uno. They're going against T. Mike G wasn't out there. He's got a hamstring. He was on the rehab field. Zach Taylor said if it was game week, a real game, he would really be fighting to try to play. But since it's preseason, they're going to give him the Thursday night off. Mims did practice. He was out there. BJ Hill wasn't out there. We had a lot of old Bengals visit. Well, Trey was there. He's not an old Bengal. He's a current Bengal. He was in a cap, but saw him talking to, had a reunion of the H-Boys. Sam Hubbard was there. Kevin Huber was there, former Bengals punter and Bearcat punter. Bengal Ring of Honor. Remember Tim Krumrie was there. So we had a lot of former Bengals hanging out with them today. So it was kind of a lighter practice, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Great weather. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Let's get to Joe. He's sitting there. Are you ready, Joe? Give me a thumbs up. Hey, he's ready. Here he is. Those aren't thumbs. Anyway, the man, the myth, the legend. He's Joe Schmo. What's up, Joe?
I'm good, man. How are you doing, Ice?
Good, brother. Good. Hey, somebody was asking. Let's see here.
Brad was asking if I'm going to KC for the.
Yeah.
I am not because I'm not driving that far for what was a home game. That ain't happening.
It was a home game. It was. It's not now.
And then Nebraska chickened out because they decided that they'd rather not play because UC was good. Then it was in Indianapolis, and then UC just completely shit the bed and decided money is more important because they're acting like a MAC team and decided they want more money than they wanted an actual relative home game against a big name opponent.
There you go. I'll get a couple comments here. Now, Ken, I want to tell you this. He said Bim's injury concerns me. I was texting back and forth between me and Richard Skinner. And I was kind of talking to him about that. Skinny's not concerned about Mims' injury at all. If it was concerned, he wouldn't even be out there at training camp today. He was out there practicing. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Now, if he goes and smacks his hand on somebody's helmet, that could change things. But as of right now, his injury to his hand is not a big deal. And I don't even think Mike G is a big deal, to be honest, because like Zach said, if it was regular season, he would be trying to play. He didn't know if he would play or not, but he would definitely be trying to play. And I saw him over there on the practice field. He didn't have a limp on. He was jogging. He wasn't sprinting or anything. I mean, he looked normal to me. I mean, just by what I saw, you wouldn't think there's anything wrong with him. So far, this training camp, it's been pretty healthy, and I'm hoping it stays like that Thursday. What's the things you're looking forward to Thursday night there, Joe?
Health.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I would love to see Jalen Rivers get some legit run at right guard. I know they're starting. They said they're going to work him in. I think they need to work him in exclusively at right guard because right tackle is like he's a depth piece at right tackle.
Yeah.
He's a potential starting piece at right guard. So
I've been saying that
we'll see what comes about that.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I've been saying this since they drafted him. I was, from where I was at, the offensive line was way on the other side of the field. I couldn't tell if he got any snaps at right guard or not. For all reports are that he did. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
But it was like I said, it was too far away for me to see. But yeah, I've said that from, I don't know, pretty much when they drafted him. I think he will be a good option at right guard if they don't go out and sign somebody.
Yeah, just trenches. I mean, we know where the team is. We know where Joe Burrow is really good. We know the wideouts are really, really good. See what the offensive line does. As always, I don't know much about Washington's D line, so I'm not. I'm obviously they don't have Chase Young anymore. I know they still have some guys in the interior that are really good. And again, we're talking maybe a couple series. I'll probably play the first quarter and that's it. And then also the depth chart on the D line. I want to see Shamar Stewart. I mean, it's went from everybody like hating this guy, he's a piece of crap, and his agent's a turd, to now like everybody's glazing him and stuff that he's popping off. And I mean, he looks good in drills, but it's also against the Bengals offensive line. So that's
right. That's where I keep going. I'm like,
you have to grade on
I don't,
curve.
Right.
I want to see him out there against another team, like again, to see the speed, to see if that can actually transfer to actual pressure. We know he's got a power move, but does he have finesse? Does he have you know what I mean? Seeing Trey Anderson there working with the guys like while he's holding in or whatever, that's good to see.
That's going to help. It's going to help.
Yeah, and I mean that by all accounts that's it's kind of the guy that the Trey is, and I'll just figure this shit out and put pen to paper. But yeah, I want to see him look good. I want to see Myles Murphy pop off. Outside of that, just nobody important get hurt. I mean, somebody's going to get hurt. Hopefully, it's someone. You don't want someone fighting for a job to get hurt, but
I don't want anybody.
I don't want somebody somebody that's going to get hurt. I want it to be someone who's not crucial to the team's.
Or if it is, it's something minor. Just that's what I want.
I mean, this is the House of Horrors where Burrow blew up his knee. So
we're going to Philadelphia, not Washington.
Oh shit, that's right. Why am I saying Washington?
Yeah, like you kept saying Washington. Like that's I think that's the last.
Yeah, they're playing the Eagles still. Well, I'm.
Yeah, well, he said Washington is the one where they're going to play the most, is what he said, and I think that's the third game if I'm correct. T. Brookie here says Rivers is too tall to play guard. I don't get what's too tall to play guard. If you got the footwork to play guard, which in all accounts he does, I don't know what height has to do with that, to be honest.
But do you know what love's got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it?
I don't have his height listed. He's
6'5".
He's 6'5". That's shorter than our guards were last year.
There you go.
Remember, I mean, we had a bunch of towers. I mean, you had 6'4", Ted Karras as the shortest guy in the line. You had two 6'6" guys. Yeah, you had two 6'6" guys at guard and two 6'8" guys at tackle. So no, he's pretty much just the size the Bengals like.
There you go. Here, there's concerns about the Bengals O-line, obviously. However, want your thoughts. I feel like the lack of good O-line is hammering the NFL.
Lack. I'm guessing he's saying lack of good O-line.
Lack of O-line is hammering the NFL product. I watch the NFL games, and most QBs have pressure in 2 seconds. Thoughts? Yeah, I've said this before. Yeah, throughout the NFL, people trying to find offensive line, which is why that's kind of surprising. This is why I keep going back to this, and I was on Spaces with Game On earlier today. These 3 offensive guards that are out there, and people are like, well, somebody would have picked them up. There's a reason people haven't picked them up. I was like, yeah, like I say, either they don't want to play and they're going to retire, or there's 3 reasons. Either they don't want to play, they're going to retire, they're not that good, or the one I go to is they don't want to go through all of camp. It's what I keep thinking.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, these guys are just biding their time.
Right, and that's what I think. I think they're veteran guys, don't want to burn their legs out in the first 2.5 weeks of camp, get through, and the thing is, they get through the first preseason game, their options are going to open up anymore because somebody's going to get hurt, something's going to happen. So
that's exactly it.
Yeah, I think these guys are just waiting. I don't, that's my thought, and that's where I think. And who knows? Maybe the Bengals did reach out. I have no idea if they did or not. And I keep going back to this. You'll probably disagree with me on this, but
I know I will. Don't say probably.
Most people have. So my like I said, this is my theory. They went all in on the tight end spot, which they didn't necessarily have to. The tight end, we would have been okay at tight end the way it was before we went and assigned a Van, but they went all in. So why wouldn't they go all in on guard when there's 3 of them sitting out there? And that's where I keep going back to. Everybody's like, well, nobody else signed them. Like, well, maybe these guys are waiting, and maybe the Bengals are going to get one of them. I don't know. I'm hoping so, but it just doesn't make any sense. If you're thinking you're going to go all in on this position, but not one that protects Joe Burrow. Just my thoughts. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, did they really go all in on Noah Fant? He signed a pretty much a veteran minimum contract. He was a guy that.
Yes, they went all in on. They signed him, so yeah, they went all in. I mean,
they still have a relatively just middle of the road tight end room.
The point is they added to that room,
but
hold on. The point is they added to that room. They wouldn't even done that before.
Yeah,
so that's my point. Regardless of how much they're paying him, he's the Bengal. So the money doesn't matter as far. They went all in by getting him. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a spot that. I mean, it's different because they needed Noah Fant to fill a position that they had last year, and for whatever reason waited until training camp started to try to fill it. I mean, that's Eric All, someone who can play, who can line up in line. Right now, I mean, their top two tight ends are Mike Gesicki, who's not a tight end. Mike Gesicki, they really need to stop calling him a tight end. He's a slot receiver. He's a huge slot receiver. And Drew Sample, who's, I don't know what his splits are, and I could probably look him up because I like looking shit up.
He actually had a pretty good year last year.
I mean, nothing against him, but he's when he's in there, they're going to run the ball. He's not going to run a ton of patterns, and if he is, he's going to be like just really blocking then releasing, or being in as a fullback type, or there for pass protection, and then slipping out if there's availability.
Well, let's be honest too. And Eric All, I don't know how many games he played last year, but he got hurt pretty early in the season, and this offense is still scoring 30 points without him. So I guess that's my point, is they didn't necessarily have to go out. I wanted them to sign a tight end. I wanted them to add to the room, but they didn't have to. It wasn't a need. I mean, to me, right guard's a need. I mean, if our right guards aren't any good, which doesn't look like they are, that's more of a need than the tight end room. That's where I keep going back to.
Oh yeah, I will absolutely, and I'm not going to disagree with you at all. I think it's more of just someone that they valued, and someone that I think that they would have been interested in, at various points in that guy came available. It's more weird that there's nothing about the guards, because you're planning on. I mean, Lucas Patrick is listed as first team, and Cody Ford. Those guys are not starting guards. So again,
they'd be great if if they're your backups. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's fine because you have that guy, but Will Hernandez is out there. Brandon Scherf is out there. Again, these guys are going to wait until right before the end of preseason games, because then they can, they'll have a lot more options of location and where they want to go. I'm looking at his. Yeah, that Sample actually had more of more passing snaps than running snaps. That actually surprises the hell out of me.
I'd say he actually
359 to 295, but
he had a pretty good year receiving last year. Better than people think. It was the best of his career, I think. So that's where, but still, 90% of the time he's in there, they're probably going to run.
But okay. So Mike Gesicki, 450 passing snaps, 73 rushing snaps. Because he's not a tight end. And Drew Sample is the tight end, and Mike Gesicki is just a power slot, or whatever the hell you want to call him.
Yeah, well, the good thing with getting Fant is they can do that 2 tight end set with Gesicki at that position.
Right, exactly, and it's not a give. Right. He's not a very good blocker, but he's someone who's.
You talking about Fant or Gesicki?
Fant.
Well, I think he's 30. So somebody said on the radio, 37th in pro football, I think, which isn't awful, but it's not great either.
His run blocking grade per PFF is 42.3, and his pass blocking is 34.5.
Yeah, 34.5. That's
yeah.
What I heard.
And he's in there a lot more, was in there a lot more passing downs. Running snaps almost 3-1, but he lined up in line almost as much as he was lined up a slot, and he just fills the role of what they asked Eric All to do. Mm-hmm. I wish they would have signed him more to longer than 1 year, because Eric All. What's Eric All going to look like next year?
I don't think
they need to fill that spot.
The thing is, I don't think Fant wanted to.
Maybe. He knows Joe. He knows Joe gets tight ends paid.
Yeah, he's gonna ball out this year, and he's gonna blow up next year and get more money. Ken here says that he thinks the hold up on signing guard is Trey Henderson. No, Ken. Sorry,
they just signed a guy. They just signed a guy.
They got plenty of money to sign a guard and sign Trey. One does not equal the other. It has nothing to do with it. So yes, Patrick, you're right.
That does not equal grapefruit.
Yeah, no, you're right. Patrick is injured, bro, and he's been injured. Had some injuries at the this training camp too. So, but he was out there today. I did see him out there, and he's supposed to go Thursday night. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Bengals have 30 point or pretty much $30.25 million of cap space. So unless they're going to pay Trey Hendrickson $48 million, like extend him and have a $48 million cap hit, they've got plenty of money to work with. Because I mean, he's already accounted for 18, so whatever he gets paid just gets added to that. It's not as if it just the difference gets added to that. So
yeah,
they have plenty of room to go out and sign 5 guards if they wanted to. And there are 5 guards out there that are better than what they have. Cordell Volson is still employed by the Bengals, for God's sake.
Now, one thing I'm very excited to see Fairchild. I haven't got to see like I said, the offensive line is all the way in the corner, and when they're going 7-on-7, I can't sit there and tell you I've looked at the offensive line on TV. I'm going to watch it more. It'd be a lot easier to. I want to see how he handles it because I think he's going to have rookie mistakes. We're going to have that. I mean, he's a rookie, but I think he's going to be a very steady guard for us. I think. But I say that. And the left side of the line has been the one that's been caving in too. So we'll see what happens. That's why I want to watch it Thursday.
Just, I mean, look at it this way: is if the Bengals' defensive line has just been so good that it's been, I don't know.
I hope that's it, but I don't think that is. The other thing, now, one thing that Zach did say too, and I don't know if they do this in the very first game, but how Shamar. They're going to put him in multiple spots on the up and down the defensive line. I'm curious how much, or if at all, they do that Thursday night. And will he get some run with the ones? Because I know he's mostly going against the Bengals twos. He's had some snaps at the ones. I wonder if they're going to give him a shot at the Eagles ones. Because from what I've read and talked to is. And I saw them working with him on it. Is his pass rush moves? He basically was just bull rush guy and speed and quickness and beat him to the ball. You can't do that every single time here in the NFL. You got to have some pass rush moves. So I know they were working on that with him. So I'm just curious how many snaps he gets, where he's playing, and who's it against.
I guarantee he'll get some snaps against the one. Right now he's listed as second team left defensive end behind Miles. Murphy isn't going to take defensive linemen don't take every single snap out there. I mean, they rotate guys in and out. So I think Stewart's pretty much most likely going to see a bunch of snaps against first team.
Start for Trey. They said Trey's not going to be there. Maybe
they've got Joe Aside, and Cam Sample is your first and second team on right end. Cedric Johnson is not playing.
Nope.
So that's another guy that that was a rotational guy that's not going to be there. Not going to be there on Thursday. So. Getting some reps against the Eagles, not the Commanders, against the Eagles offensive line, which is one of the best units, period, regardless of position in the NFL. It's going to show you where he needs to be, or you're going to see that, hey, this guy, like the 4.5 sacks last year in college is more of either some kind of a scheme screw up with Texas A&M or just a fluke thing that, I mean, he's got all the ability and finishing is kind of fluky, which finishing sacks is pretty fluky. It's pressure. Well, you get in, you cause pressure. The sacks, the sacks will come for either you or somebody else.
We saw that with Carl Lawson. He could get pressure on him, but he had a hard time finishing them.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
but that also leads someone else leaves that opportunity for somebody else.
Well, and
you're getting the guy off his platform, then he's then he's scrambling.
That's what you hope you're going to see with Osai and Murphy getting in there as well. So those are the ones I'm excited to watch. And then I want to go see, like I said, this secondary that I've seen, they look really good. I keep saying that. They look really good. I want to go see how they look against, another team. But, I mean, you're going against the elite, so you can't get much better than you guys have been going at practice. So that's another one I'll be interested to watch. And it goes, I want Joe. I'm glad that they're putting Joe in there. Because Joe doesn't really get going. When we went on our runs, Joe, I think, is a slow starter. He doesn't really get going till like November, December, January. We're rolling. If we can get him going, I don't know, by the end of September, that would be great. And that's where I think getting him snaps and getting him. I'm not going to take credit for this. Somebody else said this on a podcast, or maybe it was Tony Pike. Getting him used to the rush, how much time he has before the rush will actually get to him.
Get that internal clock.
Yes. Now, it's not going to be a rush like a regular NFL game, but it's going to be faster than at training camp. and these guys will hit him. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be different. So I think that'll help too.
I go back and forth because he's only like, how many snaps is he going to play in preseason? Like maybe
Burrow?
a total of Burrow. Total overall 3 weeks.
That's
40 snaps, maybe.
No, if you listen to Zach's press conference, he said it says it's gonna be more. He's talking Thursday night of multiple snaps, multiple.
No, yeah,
drives.
A quarter plus. How many? If he plays a quarter, that's maybe 3 drives. That's maybe 15 snaps.
That's 3 more drives and 15 more snaps.
No, I understand.
So.
I understand,
okay.
But
right.
we're not talking a ton of snaps. Like I get it. If they want to play, let them play. Obviously, you monitor. You don't want anyone to get hurt. But then again, injuries happen. He could go out and he can go out and get his knee shredded, and in week 1 of the year. I mean, it doesn't. So it's. I don't know. I understand the point. Like, you want him against real live bullets, to where he has to escape if someone steps up, and they're not just going to whistle it dead when someone gets back there. So we'll see. They need to find a way to start faster, and whether that and maybe it's just a mental thing to where the starters are playing in preseason, where like they're up, like, okay, week 1, we're ready to go. We've seen live, we've seen live action. We're ready to go. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out. And it's a different way because they got to do something different. They have to. Austin here says they don't think the Eagles are probably going to put their starters.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's what I'm seeing.
So it'll be interesting to see how the secondary defense goes up against the offense. Yeah, which most teams don't do that because before that's one thing too is when we had 4 preseason games, the third one was always like the quote unquote dress rehearsal. So
yeah, they go into the second half.
Yeah, that'd be the most snaps that you would take. And all NFL teams have done that. Since they've done away with that, you have teams that play their starters a lot in preseason, and you have some that don't play them at all. There's no set right way to do it. But I can tell you this, the way we've been doing it, I don't think it's the right way to do it because we're getting off to bad starts. So
but then the Steelers, who've traditionally played their starters a lot, end of the year, like every year, like they're wearing down, and they're getting injured. And again, like it's who knows if anything has to do with anything. Like that could be just complete fluke that the Steelers just aren't really good, and they're able to scheme up at some point, and then second half of the season their true talent level shows, and because teams have the book on them. So who knows? Yeah.
That was the cool thing I heard there, Natty Ron. He heard Knight's got the green dot. Yeah. So that's, like I said, I've said this about Knight. It's almost like it sounds silly to say this, but it's almost like getting an NFL free agent for him. His age and his experience. He's a rookie and he's already gonna have the green dot on. That tells you something right there about how much the Bengals coaching staff likes him and how well he's done.
At the very least, it shows that the guy is a team leader more. And he's able to handle the responsibilities of all that. So
exactly. Gregory here. Defense sets tone for game 1 last season. Defense was soft and clearly out of game shape versus the Patriots. Bengals defense in the fourth quarter was gassed. Nobody for the Bengals was ready to play that freaking game on the first game.
Yeah,
nobody was.
I don't think they would have been any less gassed. The disembodied hand again. I don't think they would have been any less gassed if they played a handful of snaps. Like they're practicing in 85, 90 degree weather.
You're not playing games for conditioning.
Yeah, if it's a matter of conditioning, it's a matter of conditioning. It's not a matter of playing a handful of snaps during a preseason game.
You're very good at staying concentrated on what you're doing with a hand in your face.
I'm used to a lot of I'm used to a lot of interruptions and kids being obnoxious and.
Let's see. Your home says.
Hang on, we got to see who. No, it doesn't say who I'm supposed to share this with.
Yeah, and we're not sponsored by Coke, so there you
go.
Yeah. The starters supposed to play several drives in the first preseason game and the entire second preseason game, not playing the third game. Yeah, that's what Zach said earlier today. Now he also did say he said I don't like to say several snaps because I think it's going to depend if it's a really long drive. In the first or second drive, and they get 6 6 snaps, whatever, out of that drive, maybe longer than that they'll take him out. I don't think it'll be so he's going to play it by ear. He said several, but he's like, I don't like saying that because I don't want it set in stone. And like, well, you said several.
It's almost like if they come out and they're playing in rhythm, they'll be one drive and done, because that's that's what you want to see. You want them playing in rhythm, and if they scuffle, they go 3 and out,
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden it's the second quarter and they've only had 6 snaps, then they might they might keep playing.
Yeah, it's going to depend on how all that settles out.
Yeah. Well, you know who I'm really, really looking forward to seeing? Taj.
Yeah, Taj Brooks.
See my running back.
Yeah.
Taj Brooks has looked like, again, you're just in pads. It's not full contact, but
fast.
He shows the stuff that I watched in college. He shows that he's got the ability to be your third down back, because he's got the ability to hold up in pass protection. And again, like, nothing against Samaje Perine, but give me the young guy who can do it, who also has a lot more juice with the ball in his hands. So
yeah, we were talking about that on the space I was on with the Game On earlier today, where I think Taj Brooks by the middle of the season is going to be RB2.
I think he's going to get more carry, even if he stays RB3 on depth chart. He's going to get more carries and more touches than Perine. Perine's only going to be there in obvious passing situations because of his ability. And he'll leak out, he'll chip and then leak out,
and also goal line.
We'll see.
Perine, I think, will be
probably
for goal line stuff too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ken here says who's running returning kicks for punts.
They have Chuck Sizzle listed as first team in both.
Yeah, the ones I saw out there today was Isaiah Williams, Darnell Burton, I did it again, Jermaine Burton, and Chuck Sizzle. Those are the ones I saw out there today.
They have kick return, Charlie, and then Samaje, and then Burton is 1, 2, 3 on kick return, and then punt return is Chuckles and Isaiah Williams.
Yeah, Samaje did do that for us when he was here before, but I don't.
And
I think Burton. I was actually surprised to see Burton on punt return. I think Burton's going to be more of our kick returner, and Isaiah Williams or Chuck Sizzle is going to be our punt returners. It was just.
I honestly think that's where he's going to make more of an impact in the return game, because Burton, because everyone's talking about how great he looks and everything. And hey, if he's gotten over a lot of the maturity issues that obviously has plagued him for his entire life, awesome. But he's our 7th, maybe even 8th option of getting the ball in his hands. So I mean, I don't expect, even if he's fully bought in, maybe he could leapfrog Yoshi, who's more of just lower ceiling, but
Yoshi's been looking pretty daggone good too. So,
but you know what I mean. Like you're battling for your wide receiver 3, which is technically your wide receiver 4, because you have Gesicki, and then you have 2 running backs that are going to get the ball a lot. Obviously, and obviously the big 2 out wide on receiver.
No, I agree. I think Burton has a shot to really make an impact on special teams. Hell, he could hot take, he could be a Pro Bowl special teamer if he returns the punts like I've seen him do. He's got some speed and he's got some athletic ability. So I'm very excited to see him. Like I said, Chuck Sizzle. My only problem with him is he can't stay healthy. He has not been able to stay healthy the whole time. That's where Isaiah Williams might take his job. I mean,
there's a non-zero chance that I think it's probably better than average chance. I'm going to say 65% chance Charlie Jones is in another organization week 1. He hasn't said this is year 3, and he's shown he's flashed a couple times but can't stay healthy, and that's about it. Like he had a kick return for a touchdown, and
then he gets hurt.
What has he done since then? Like that was 2 years ago, and again he can't stay healthy to get on the field, and other guys
he had one last year against Cleveland. He had one last year.
That's right, but other guys are just better athletes, better players.
Well, I know the better athletes.
It's not a knock.
He's just hurt. He just gets hurt.
It's not a knock. Just other guys, like the team has a lot of talent there, and someone who struggles to stay on the field that pretty much only is a occasional kick returner, punt returner. Then,
and the thing, it might come down to this: who they think they can sneak through to the practice squad. That might be the thing too, because if it comes down to Williams or Burton, or excuse me, or Charlie Jones. Which one do they think they could sneak by? Because because of injuries and stuff, they would like to keep one of them on the practice. So it might come down to that, to which one they think they can sneak onto the practice squad. That won't get picked up. So I don't know. It's
you see me continually checking my show it here, my it's in the way, but it tells me how much long I have until my ribs are done cooking, so I'm just keeping an eye on it. I got some ribs in the smoker.
You playing with your meat again?
As always.
All right, Gregor here says P. Ryan does not fumble. He has a PFF blocking grade of 884.
He's great at what he does, and it's not a knock against him. It's just like, if someone can do the job at a similar level and is younger, then that's pro sports.
I mean, it's not P. Ryan's going to be on this team. I mean, we're not saying that. Those are going to be your three running backs, and I think they're only going to go with 3.
Yeah, they'll have a couple guys on practice squad, and they might not even be guys that are here. I mean, they've got Gary Brightwell listed as the 4th string running back, and who knows who that 4th stringer is going to be when you actually get to week 1.
Right, exactly. Let's see here, Dustin. I'm almost afraid we are emphasizing fast start too much. We said that last year too. Too much players will press. Truth. Most teams are garbage the first month. Yeah. Coaching figures out their teams, just play less garbage than the opponent. We talked about this last year, that we got to get off to a fast start. We got to get off to a fast start. They were changing stuff last year to try to get off to a fast start. So, and look what happened. We got off to a crappy start last year. So, I don't know if it puts any more pressure on them than there was last year. We were saying the same thing last year. So, we'll see. And you're right, because the biggest thing is they don't hit. There's tackling is awful in the first couple weeks of football. It is awful throughout the league. So, it's not a great brand of football until you get to about end of October, beginning of November. That's when guys are starting to actually play football at a higher level.
Well, it's when you separate the wheat from the chaff, as they say.
Yeah.
Like you see who's like, there are teams that are going to surprise. I mean, we look at the first few weeks, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Minnesota. Those are all 3 winnable games. Like, you're playing whatever quarterback Cleveland's going to have. They just brought in Snoop Huntley to take snaps because everyone they have 25 quarterbacks and they're all dinged up, so they have to bring another guy in just so they have another arm in
Joe Flacco
can't probably, but
start game 1.
He's 87 years old. Jacksonville isn't supposed to be any good, but guys, team surprise. Minnesota, they're already going to be down Jordan Addison. He got dinged 3 suspended for the first 3 games of the season, and you have JJ McCarthy, who we don't know where that guy is. Like, he looks like, I thought he was an overdraft going into 24, and got blew out his knee and never got to see what that guy's going to do. So
I'll find out this year for sure.
Yeah.
Dustin here says most Super Bowl years for the Patriots, they played 500 ball first month. Just don't totally lay an egg the first month. Yeah, I mean that's really. I mean, when I say a fast start, I mean 2-0. 2-1. I mean, I'm not saying start 6-0. That'd be great. But
if they're at 3-1, if they're 3-1 going into Sunday afternoon playing when Detroit comes into town, I'll be happy. That's gonna be that should be a fun game.
Yeah, I mean the point and the thing is this team, we've seen it. We saw it last year. We saw it the year before that. November hits, they start rolling. We just got to be close, and that's I guess my point. We just can't get so, like last year. We just got so far behind.
Yeah,
we couldn't catch them. I mean, one more game, we would have won. We would have been in. So that's where it's like, I agree. Let's go 500 at least in the first month and a half, and when we hit November, let's start rolling. And that's what they did when they went to the Super Bowl. That's what they did went to the AFC Championship game. So there is a proven track record of them doing that. You just can't get too far behind. That's the problem. That's because probably the Ravens and the freaking Squealers are going to take off, and they're going to probably be like, oh my God, the Squealers are back. They're the greatest team ever.
I do not think the Steelers are going to be very good. They're just.
I hope not. I don't think they're going to be. But I'm just saying the national media is going to go do all that crap. Like, the Bengals again got off their slow start. Do the same stuff they always do. And then November rolls around. Wow. The Steelers suck. Like, we know. We told you that. And the
Steelers have a soft beginning of the season, and they have the Jets, Seabags, Patriots, and Vikings, but they're just not good, man. I mean, obviously they have dudes on defense. Cam Hayward is another guy who's 87 years old, but he balls out. TJ Watt is still a damn good player. But that offense is just going to be pretty. It's going to be fun to watch, but it's going to be fun to watch, but in a self-destruct, waiting for the chaos, waiting for Aaron Rodgers to throw a helmet at somebody.
Or go back to ayahuasca. Screw this. I'm going to go back in the cave.
Yeah, he's going to go back to his yurt and taking all the ayahuasca he can handle.
Oh, dude, their defense got worse. They traded one of their best defensive. I don't care what anybody says. Minka Fitzpatrick is one of their best defensive players. They trade him. They're going to take a cornerback who's going downhill, and they're going to put him at safety. It makes no. And they did it to add another tight end. Whoa! Wow.
Yeah, and it's not like they had like Pat Freiermuth is a solid tight end, so it's. Yeah, I mean, you always want to add more depth and make every position group as deep and as strong as possible, but you hurt the back end of your defense. I mean, Jalen Ramsey is old. Like, again, he's still like I'm not going to say he's going to be a terrible player.
He's just not going to be good.
Yeah, I don't think he's like this isn't.
Smoked him in a Super Bowl. We smoked.
Well, I mean, that was but one game 4 years ago. But I mean, this isn't the Jalen. But my point is, like that was one game 4 years ago. But he's 4 years older. Like, I mean, he's been like this is almost his this is what his 9th year in the year, 10th year in the year. He's been around for a long time. Yeah. Cornerbacks age. I mean, yeah, there's some that can play, and he's been at that level to where he's a guy that you could expect, and maybe he could, but I just don't think they're that good. Their offensive line isn't good. They're Aaron Rodgers is.
I mean, the team to worry about is the team to worry about is the Ratbirds. That's the team to worry about. And yeah. I still like we can beat them. I mean, Jamar Chase is the Ratbird killer. Long as we don't fall for Lamar Jackson's fakes and stuff and give him wide open wide receivers, which that's what I get his passer rating and everything I do, but if you watch his passes, they're freaking wide open. They scheme the offense perfectly for him. Lots of it's not like he's throwing in tight windows, and that's where I get tired of all these percentages and everything. Like it's if you go watch it, they're acting like he's this great passer. He's still not this great passer. He's throwing to wide open guys.
He's got an absolute cannon, so he can fit the ball in there.
But he doesn't.
I'm not going to knock any part of his game. He's a damn good quarterback, but they still don't have very good receivers. The reason that they have to scheme guys isn't because of him. It's because their wide receivers suck. They have they have another ancient ass Andre Hopkins. Like all they do is bring in old receivers year after year. They've been doing this for 20 seasons. Like Zay Flowers is fine, but he's the third best receiver on the Bengals, and he's their number one. Right. Rashad Bateman is like he's fine. He's not a bad receiver, but again, like they don't have a number one. Like the number one is most teams' number 2 or 3, and that pushes everyone else down. Like it's they're gonna run the ball well because Derrick Henry is a freak. Lamar Jackson is a freak. And they know how to utilize their thing. They have a legitimate fullback instead of pigeonholing guys.
A very good job with their offense and using the talent that they have. They do. I give them credit for that. But I will take our offense. I will take our quarterback better over theirs any day of the week. And that's just me. I don't care if anybody.
I don't think they're. Well, I look on the other side of the ball, and their defense wasn't that good last year.
Nope.
I don't think they really got any better. I think they got worse. I'm sorry. They're expecting Jair Alexander to do what?
Right.
Green Bay got rid of him because he couldn't stay healthy. He's already having injury issues. Good luck to them. They're going to be a good team. They're going to win 12, 13 games probably, but like. It's not as if this is the 72 Dolphins are a bad example because they weren't a very good team. They just somehow won every game.
Yeah, they were just undefeated every year. They were a terrible team.
No. I mean, you look at the actual talent on that roster, and like the 72 Dolphins, they weren't that good. Like they were a good team. They deserved to win the Super Bowl, but they really that wasn't a dominant team. Like we'll say the 07 Patriots was that the 07 team that was undefeated and then lost in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think it was.
That team was an incredibly dominant team. Like, yeah, they lost one game all season in the biggest game of the year, but Okay, this is absolutely not me. I don't want to I want to pass to set up the run, not the other way around. But I understand teams do what teams are changing how like the what was I going to say the NFL is changing the game. It's becoming more kind of leaning more towards running the ball again. So teams adapt to how defense are playing. So
the Eagles, yeah, it's going to go back to that. But I mean, not everybody can run the ball. Not everybody has Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, but right. Well, the other thing is because everyone just started playing too deep, like what they did to the Bengals after 2021, and they made it, they made it harder to get over the top. So teams are having to dink and dunk, so they're going back to running. Now, if you have a quarterback like Joe Burrow, if you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, you don't need to dink and dunk because you have guys that can overcome teams playing to take away the big play. But most teams that don't have like that legitimate dude under center in a overly pass heavy offense, they're going back to running more.
We got a legend in here. Divine Thoughts. He says, I don't know, man. Mike Green has been flashing. That itself helps the pass rush. That's he got drafted by the Redbirds. So that is, and
he's not even the
interior improves. Yeah, keep on.
Yeah. Mike Green isn't he's not even on top of the depth chart. I mean, he's playing against backup offensive linemen there as well. And listen, like we know Mike Green was a talented guy. Like it wouldn't be bad about wouldn't have been upset. Take away the personal issues that maybe not won him, but I mean like his talent, that's great talent that they have. But I mean, whatever. That's
if he didn't have the off the field stuff, he would have been a higher pick for sure.
He would have gone higher.
Yeah, exactly.
As I said, situational pass rush, he's going to be in there. I mean, he's an outside linebacker, so because they run a 3-4. But I mean, this isn't someone who's going to be out there destroying a 3-down play or anything like that. So
yeah, there was Holmes had a question that you guys are blowing the chat up. Oh, I know what it was. I remember now. What team he was asked, what team are we most looking forward to seeing the Bengals beat? Do you have a team? For me, it's always the Ratbirds and the Squealers. It's always those two. But do you have another team out there that you're on the schedule that you're really intrigued to see?
On this year's schedule or just in general,
this year's schedule?
I don't know. I mean, all 17 of them, or I guess all 14 of them. It's always fun to beat New England, so they know that they're a shit. They're an absolute shitty franchise outside of Tom Brady. I have no problem with Buffalo, so I'm not. I mean, obviously I want them to win, but it's not like shove it up their asses.
Detroit, that's gonna be an interesting game. Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I like Detroit. I love what they built there. I think they're going to take a big step back because Ben Johnson isn't there anymore. But it's just a divisional team. I mean, I want to see Pittsburgh crash and burn. I want to see what's going to happen for Mike Tomlin's last year is they're going to absolutely flame out and they're going to go 4-13. It's not going to be oh no, they went 9-8 and they finally finished under 500. No, it's going to be the bottom falling out, and they're absolutely just they're going to have a top 10 pick, even higher than, top 5 pick, because they're just absolutely going to fall apart. And I honestly think it could be this year. I think Mike Tomlin's too good of a coach for that to happen, but I think
this is Thomason's last year. I do. I don't think he's getting fired, but I think this is all going to crumble, and I think they're going to go their separate ways.
It's got to be exhausting that they refuse. I mean, it's been almost a decade that they've refused to improve the quarterback room because Ben Roethlisberger was mediocre as hell his last handful of years. He couldn't move. He could win games because but and then they just refuse. They've wasted one premium pick on a quarterback, and it was the worst quarterback draft year in decades.
Paul, that was another one that Brad had. You're right. He asked a question about Ritter. Will he be? It depends if the Bengals keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Which
he's gonna be. He'll be practice squad because he'll slide through. No one's gonna be jumping on him. So he'll be the practice squad quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think they're gonna keep 3 quarterbacks. Most times they don't. So Desmond is here. I've said this from when they signed him. He's here to be Joe's backup next year when they let Jake Browning go, because I think Jake's going to go and somebody's going to try to give him a shot at starting QB, I think. That's what I see.
I could see him coming in like trying to be like a bridge quarterback for some team that has kind of like a top 10 draft pick, but not the number 1. Yeah, I mean, it's, who knows, but he's going to be 30 years old next year. So,
yeah, Holmes here is talking about the games to look forward to. Has said that Monday night game at Denver is intriguing to me. The way they are talking up the Broncos as Super Bowl talk. Yeah, I'm so tired of hearing I'm excited to see the game, but the whole thing with the Broncos are Super Bowl talk. I'm like, I just don't see it.
I hate playing in Denver because of the stupid elevation. It screws everybody up. I just hate playing there.
Ooh, wow, this is a hot take. Cripps says, I think Ritter plays more than Browning. Oh, and all three of the from what?
Oh, yeah, he's going to be.
What Zach said today, it's going to be Joe, then Jake, and then whatever's left over, it's going to be Ritter. So he made it sound like Ritter's not going to play that much. So
I bet you Burrow plays whatever Burrow plays. Browning finishes the rest of the first half, and then it'll be Des Ridder and then Peyton Thorne with a handful of snaps at the end of the game. So I think Ritter's going to get more snaps than all three of them.
Well, according to what Zach said today, he's not. So I don't know. I'm just going by what Zach said. I mean, that's
right. I know. I'm putting on my because I'm trying to think back 5-10 years ago how teams used to run it. I mean, your backup quarterback in the first game would play maybe a drive in the second half, but third teamer would play most of the second half, and then the fourth guy would just come in for a few, basically just handoffs at the end of the game.
Right now, if it's like it was last couple of years where Burrow doesn't play at all, he doesn't play a lot.
Yeah,
we'll see. Somebody asked something. Who was Fairchild's? Who's Fairchild's backup?
Get to that.
It would be
Cody
Ford, Volson, or Rivers.
They have on the Bengals depth chart that they released. They have Cordell,
which like Zach said again. What Zach said earlier, they don't really take the depth chart right now for anything. He said they got to put some names down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I keep saying, if they would sign another guard, if you have Cordell or Cody Ford and Patrick as your Lucas Patrick as your backups, that would be awesome. Because Lucas Patrick,
I'd feel better.
Lucas Patrick plays center and guard, and Cody Ford can play guard and tackle, and then you got Rivers on there who can play guard and tackle too. I mean, and then you got Lee or McLaughlin, whoever. That would make our depth way better. So that's where I really keep hoping they're going to do that. Dustin, I think they should play game 3 as well. If they don't, that is literally 3 weeks of no activity because of the weekend off game before game 1. The long time not to have long live bullets. Well,
yeah, but again,
they played all before, so
yeah. I mean, and I mean, what happens the last week of or the last exhibition or preseason game? If someone does play, they're only playing a handful of snaps anyway.
And the thing is, they did that before when they had the 4 preseason. They played a third game and they wouldn't play. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, Dustin. I do, but I'm just glad they're playing them. I don't want to play them a ton, but I'm glad they're playing them. So
the true legend following in, who's great follow by the way. If you're not following on, like I don't know what the hell you're doing. You're absolutely right. They do need another guard to compete. It blows my mind that we're here.
Keep going. I think they're waiting. I think that I don't
2 days. But they shouldn't have waited this long. They should have at least brought somebody else in to push out guys that don't belong on a depth chart. And then if Hernandez, if Scherf,
Hernandez, Scherf, and Reiser have been the guys since April. I mean, it's been
right, but I mean, it's just bring someone else in, even if it's somebody that's going to get passed over anyway. Cordell Volson should not be.
No, I don't agree with that because hold on, you got Lee who can play. He should get, if he was healthy, he should get a run at guard. You got Rivers, he should get a run at guard. So no, I don't want to just bring anybody in. If you're going to bring somebody in, you already got guys that you could put in there who can find out. You need to find out what they can do. If they're gonna bring somebody in who's gonna freaking start. Just don't bring anybody in. They got guys in there. If they can get a starting right guard, we're gonna have a pretty good damn depth in our offensive line. We just said that. So that's where I'm like, I don't believe just bringing anybody in.
I think Devin Cochran should play all 5 spots at the same time. I really think he can do it. If anybody can, it's Devin Cochran.
That would be. I mean, he's just standing there like, "Go on, I got all of you." What was that video? Mic'd up BJ Hill and took on all 3 of them. Or took on the whole line last year.
And yeah, Dalton Risner said several times, like he'd be happy to play, in front of Burrow. I
telling you,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna stick with what my statement. I'm like,
but here's the thing, though, like, if you put a legitimate, like, a strong contract, like, overpay for these guys. Who gives a shit? You have the money. Like, you've got nothing else to spend this money on. So overspend on a guy.
We know they're not going to do that. Okay,
I understand.
Actually think it in Bengal logic. What they're thinking is they wait longer. They can get them cheaper. That's what they're thinking. They're going to do it that way. They're not going to. They don't spend money on guard, so they're not going to overpay for a guard. Right. So that's where I'm like, I keep going back to. I think Reisner said he wants to play. But does Reisner want to play now? Does he want to wait till? Because he hadn't signed with anybody. That's the point. That's what I keep trying to. And I got ripped on at Spaces. Like, oh, well, maybe they're no good. I'm like, how come all of a sudden they're no good? Maybe these guys don't want to go through training camp. That's
well, Hernandez just got cleared medically too. So that's part of it. He took a visit to Arizona, which is funny because that's just where he came from. So where are you taking a preach and visit? Whatever. Again, like it's. This is when they need to start. Like, okay, finally, these players are waiting out for the for the best opportunity. You're not going to get a lot of better opportunity than you're going to have to play for the Bengals, to play for a team that is only a few pieces away from being a Super Bowl, like, I don't even say contender, than being a Super Bowl favorite. Like they could be one of the top 5 Super Bowl favorites if they shore up that spot. You know what I mean?
Ken, I love it. You think I know this? I have no idea if they called him or not. They don't tell me.
I've tried tapping their phones, but they still use a rotary phone. So you're not, like, you can't tap those. So
Chop is right. Dalton plays left side, a little bit on the right side, which that's where I keep going to Hernandez. That's the one. And Game On brought this up to me on the phone the other day, which he's cleared. He got medically cleared by the NFL. So he's physically fit. So he had to be physically fit to do this. So to me, he might be the most game ready guy. I don't know what Scherf and Reisner are doing. I mean, they're probably working out and stuff, but he legitimately had to get in shape, and he's a right guard. So I keep leaning more toward him now, and I think he's younger than the other guys too. And up until he hurt his knee, he was never injured. Up until that point. So up
until he was injured, he had never been injured. I like how that.
That's true. I mean, he got one injury, so hopefully he got the one out of the way and no more.
I was always healthy until I was not healthy. But Brandon Scherf's a right guard too.
Brandon is right guard. Yeah.
He played 1,013 snaps at right guard. He played 0 at left guard, left tackle, center, right tackle, tight end.
Yeah, he's played a lot.
Scherf would be my number 1. But if you're going, like, if you want to go Will Hernandez, like, that's not a bad.
I'm going Chop. I'm going Hernandez and Scherf. One of those two. I was going Scherf a lot because he's the right guard. But since Hernandez is cleared, what Game On talked me into from what he said. I'm like,
he's 4 years younger, and he's also, I mean, so you're not banking on upside or hoping that he staves off a decline. He should be able to hold that similar value for a couple years.
Right.
He had a better run blocking grade last year than Scherf. Again, like, that's PFF is hard to, like, their grades for blocking are useful, but not, like, Bible, because they're going off of what they see and not off of schemes and what guys are actually asked to do. So.
Exactly. Hernandez is a beast. The Bengals must acquire him. Let's hope so. Like I said, I'm just throwing it out there. I hope it's going to happen. I just keep going back to, I don't see how they're going to go and all in. I keep saying all in on tight end when they didn't necessarily have to, and they're not going to do that at right guard when there's 3 guys sitting there. We'll see what happens. We'll find out some more this week, next week. Joe, got anything you want to plug? You haven't done a show, you haven't done anything. So I think you got. I haven't
done anything. I am flying back down to Orlando tomorrow to get my car.
Yeah, go get your car. Yes.
Almost 6 weeks later.
Woohoo!
So I will be flying, I think, Plane leaves at 8:30 tomorrow. So yippee! I'll be back Thursday. Taking 2 days to drive back.
You're coming back Thursday, and I'm flying down to Florida Thursday.
I should have just said you drive the car back.
You'd have to wait till Monday. And
I don't care. We don't need it. We don't need it till Tuesday or Wednesday when both kids are back in school.
I ain't driving back for Florida. I did that too many times. I fly now. I get my big ass in those tight Allegiant or Frontier flights and hold my breath for 2 hours and make it down there, and I'm good. So
yeah, and this was we always fly down to Florida too, and we're just like, screw it, let's just drive, and we got bit in the ass.
Shop here makes some good points here. Sure, it's the best option if for 1 year. Hernandez could be a good option or good deal for 3. He could be.
Yeah, that's my only hesitation, not hesitation, but the only reservation about Hernandez is how long until he's in game shape. So
Hernandez?
For Hernandez, yeah. Because he's healthy, but how long until he's in game? How long until he's is he going to be ready to be in game shape for week 1?
Well,
he's also coming off of injury. There's a difference.
Well, that's
coming
my
off
point.
of
He had to get in NFL shape to pass the physical. So that's where I'm like, he might be in better shape than Scherf and Reisner.
We'll see.
I don't know.
And yes, no more taking shoes off, TSA. And that was actually the day that we flew back instead of driving back because our car still wasn't ready. That was the first day that was a thing. We got to take our shoes off there. And they're like, no, kid. I'm like, oh, okay. And they were, of course, very, very kind about how they say it. Like, no, dude, you guys just started this today. Sorry, I didn't catch up. Get your shoes on. All right.
Keep your shoes on, Joe. Quit taking them off. Joe, on that note, you got any parting words you want to say before you go smoke your meat some more?
Oh, I need to go check how my meat is smoking. It's
And so go back on Paw Patrol, would you, please?
Paw Patrol. That was a fun show. Like my kids didn't watch it that much, but I always liked it.
You watched it, and your kids didn't, is what you're saying.
I threw it on and used them as an excuse. Same thing for Bluey. Bluey's fantastic. You need to find a reason to watch Bluey. Gravity Falls was freaking amazing.
Oh my god, that is the stupidest cartoon.
It's like Gravity Falls is like Twin Peaks, but for kids. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
It makes no sense. It's weird.
You don't make any sense. Your face doesn't make any sense. Bye-bye.
Well, that wasn't very nice at all. I offended him by my Gravity Falls take. Oh my goodness. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. As always, I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those, along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. I will be pulling a sign off later on tonight, put on the podcast. Please go listen to it. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a comment and 5-star review so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Shout, as always, to sponsors of the show. There is Follow Priority Lawn and Landscape. Somebody call Johnny and somebody tell him I heard about you from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Give him a call, 513-430-6114. That's all you got to do. Just call him and say, hey, I heard about you on Sports with Strawberry Ice. And then have him go cut your grass or do your shrubs or plant some shrubs or put a paper patio in or whatever you want. Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Check them out on Facebook as well. Also, shout out T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. You can check their website out at MeyerCincinnati.com. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. Energy efficient, easy to clean, great-looking windows. Meyer Window, Doors, and more. And, of course, my favorite brewery, more on Lager House. We will be doing our tailgate there this year again, 3 hours before every Bengals game. We'll also be doing road tailgates, which means the Bengals go on the road. We're going to be at Moreland House watching the game and drinking some beers and talking football. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be doing that this year for road games and home games. Between now and then, get on down there, get you some delicious Moreland food, some delicious beer, and just have a great time. Go down there before or after Reds games. Moreland Lager House. Again, thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Put it out to everybody. I got we're going to do 2 shows tomorrow since I'm not going to do a show Thursday and I'm not going to do a show Friday. So tomorrow at noon, me and Game On will be doing a live show, doing a game preview of the Bengals Eagles. And then I've got Trags on tomorrow night at 5:30. So those will be the last 2 shows of the week. So 2 shows tomorrow, and then I am out of here on vacation. Going to get down there in time to find a channel to watch the Bengals-Eagles game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Other than that, you guys remember one thing and one thing only. That is Who Day for life. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya! Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.